Hey, what is up? Welcome to our last part of the session under magnitude. So I hope if you have watched other videos, you have actually gotten the key concept about magnitude of the vectors. So before we wrap up under just magnitude of the vector, so now let us look at the other dimension of a vector. So once we are given one pair of the point, just a matter of the square root and then the sum of the squares of the two numbers, the x value and then the y value, and then we've got to put them together, and then boom, we find the answer. Okay, so now we shall take a step further now, where we now look at when we have been given two pair of the points. Okay, so we've got one point on the x-plane or the x-axis, the graph paper, and then another point also on the graph paper, and see how we can just bring those 2 points together and then find the distance between them. Okay, so just stick around and watch how we can do that when we are given two pair of the points. Okay, so now let's begin. Let me just Okay, so what we're supposed to do is, I've got the question there. It's an example. So if you really want to understand how we can solve vectors as far as we have covered in this video, just make sure that you can just get some of the past papers and then just try to see how we can tackle each of the questions that are similar to what we are just covering at the moment. Okay, so without much further ado, now let's just answer that question. Okay, so given 2 points, how do we now find the modulus? How do we find the magnitude of two vectors? Okay, so now we're saying that if P is a point on the graph paper, okay, so most of you have done, where you put some coordinate on the piece of graph paper, and then you join those two numbers, and then you also have another number. It's another point on the graph paper, which is a Q, and then in brackets 5,6, and then we are just saying find the magnitude of this, the distance between Q and P and the Q, and then given 2 points. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Okay, so the formula we are going to use just an extension of the previous formula that we saw when you're given just 1 point of a pair. Okay, so what you do is you say that okay, so you now write PQ and then the parallel lines, which are referred to as the modulus symbol. The modulus symbol. So what you do, you say it's just an extension. So you say x2 minus x1 and then we square it. Okay, so now this is the formula when you're given two pair of the points on the graph paper. So the formula is an extension, just a little bit longer, which is just the same of course. Okay, so this number is x, and then that number is y, and then this number is also x, and then this number is also y. So now the fact that you have got two numbers that belong in the x-axis, so we have this x and x. So I can call this one x1 and then x2. And then also the second number represents the value in the y-axis. So this is y, that is y. I can say y1, y2. Okay, so y1, y2. Okay, so once you do that, so the first procedure is you assign your numbers that you're given. The first number is always the number for the x-axis, and then the second number is always the number that represents a value in the y-axis. Just like that on the other coordinate, 5,6, our 5 is the first number, so it belongs to the x-axis, or represent the value in the y-axis. And then the second number is which is 6 is y value. Okay, so you can assign these numbers, starting from left going to the right, or starting from the right coming to the left, coming to the left, just like that. Okay, so now without wasting much of the time, so in x2 we are going to put this one there, and then x1 we get this one, put it there, and then y2 we get this 6, put it there, and then y1 we get that one and then put it there, and then all we have to do now is just a matter of simplifying whatever is under or just within the square root. Okay, so our x2 is 5, this is 5, then x1, this one is 2, and then we square, plus y2 6 minus our y1 is this one. So always don't forget to square, because once we just miss that out, then we are doomed. If it was carrying 2 marks, then the whole 2 marks is gone. So please make sure that we have to be as fast as possible, but also as careful as possible in the final exams. Okay, so 5 minus 2 is 3, and then you square it, then this. Okay, 6 minus 2, it is 4 squared. Okay, so this means that 3 times 3 okay, so this is going to be 9 plus 16. Okay. So now that is going to be 9 plus 16, and then we get the square root of 25. Okay, so now we get the square root of 25, which is a perfect number, and some of you have done before grade 8, 9, 10 and so forth. You have actually just know the square root of 25. Okay, so the number that I can multiply by itself so that I can get 25. Okay, and that number is 5. Okay, so 5 times 5, I get back 25. Okay, so the square root and the square of the number, they are just the inverse of the other. So we shall also look at how you can just understand the square roots as well as squares of the same numbers. Okay, so but for now I want just to say that the square root of a number is a number such that when I multiply that number by itself, I should get that number. Okay, so the square root of 25 is just 5. Okay, so now remember, the reason why you are putting just the units is because we are not specifically talking about the centimeters, or rather talking about the meters, talking about the newtons, like for the force. We are just generally just units, of like counting things. Okay, that's all we are doing. Okay, so that's it, guys. This is how you can just find the magnitude, okay, of a vector when you're given 2 points, okay, which we can also just graph on the graph paper. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And by the way, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as also to my Facebook page, and feel free to post some of the where you are behind, so that I can do a recap or just a revision over the same videos. Okay, so it's bye from the Radical Academy, and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow or over the weekend. It's bye.